It was one of the most anticipated games of 2023, a sequel to the 2010 masterpiece, a follow-up to a mind-bending tale from a Finnish developer Remedy with a reputation as exceptional storytellers. Obviously, I'm talking about Alan Wake 2. One of the most outstanding features of Alan Wake is the audio quality, which transports us, the players, into a lifelike immersive world. Now, with a new video from Remedy focusing on sound design in the sequel, let's look into what has been accomplished so far and whether Alan Wake 2 lives up to the expectations set by the original game. As a sound producer, composer and gamer, I'm always interested in how sound and music are made. So how did they do it back then, all these years ago? The team took inspiration from David Lynch films like Twin Peaks, Blue Velvet or Eraserhead, other movies like Seven, The Shining, Aliens and Dead Space game. One of the main ideas was that the lights give different sounds, despite typically not making sound at all. But then in a game, the light plays a big part in finding yourself in a safe place or fighting off the enemies.
You should go into the light. You are only safe there.
The team spiced ambient sounds with random sound effects like a wood creak or something falling down. They use sounds that could be anchored in the real world, but at the same time were a bit off, giving the sense of something coming out of the hidden side of reality. To keep it as natural and creepy as possible, they recorded Foley sounds late at night in forests, getting audio of water flowing, birds, wildlife, and the ambience of the woods. So what about the sequel then? Are they using the same approach? According to the team, the sound is taking center stage once more. We got the original Foley and they're focusing on pacing the narrative like in a thriller TV series. To do so, they use unusual instruments like the one called Marvin, and played with conventional instruments but in unconventional ways, like smashing them up or submerging them underwater. So many new things are coming to Alan Wake 2, like delaying some sound effects by a little, so it's like when something shocks us and our mind has a delay with which it processes what just happened. There's a constant sense of fear. It doesn't matter if you're outside or when you enter a building, everything seems to be creaking, giving the feeling of unease. Like this sound in the background. It could be a train, could be a monster. You're being kept on edge while playing the game. Cutscenes are a sonic masterpiece, just as if you were watching a psychological thriller movie. But we still get great sounding jump scares. Scaring the player is one thing, but we need to fight back. The fights for survival are crucial to Alan Wake, and the sounds must reflect that. When enemies are near, we can hear distorted sounds as if their existence was bending reality. The light has a powerful sound that makes fighting off your enemies using a flashlight really cool. And then, of course, we have guns.
Lots of guns.
You can feel the sheer power of a shotgun. It's aggressive, it's heavy. From the videos we can compare that guns in Alan Wake 2 not only sound better, but they also feel heavier, like they're actually hitting something, a target. In the sequel, we play as two characters. Matthew Porretta returns as the voice of Alan Wake, and Melanie Liebert voices and portrays Saga Anderson. But of course, they're not the only ones we will hear. we get James McCaffrey, who voiced Max Payne in the past. We'll hear him as Alex Casey, an FBI partner of Saga Anderson. We can interact with many NPCs and have interesting convos with them.
They're more than commercial, Saga.
Hey, Alan. You snuck up on me.
And then, of course, the enemies we encounter are not mute, but their voices are distorted and creepy. Music plays a crucial role in the game, with the carefully chosen tracks, but also the score, which blurs the line between the music and sound design. Petri Alanko, the original Alan Wake composer, once again takes the challenge of writing the score. The music is a vital part of the storytelling, but it's not just about the tunes. Like in this story where the reality is blurred with supernatural, music and sound effects work in unison.
FBI, show yourself!
We don't know where one ends and the other one begins. The score creates deep emotions, accompanies the surrounding environment, and keeps the tension rising. But we also got the song's place in the actual world we play. And the band All Gods of Asgard, used in the first game, will also take more of a spotlight. So things are happening. And Kyle Rowley, the game director, said they have taken it to the next level in the sequel. The reaction from the community has been amazing so far. Many people like myself were hyped up for the game, and as far as the sound goes, many mention Control, since it has a fantastic sound. People from Remedy who worked on Control also worked on Alan Wake 2. Control is one of my favorite games of the last couple of years, so the expectations are definitely there. Now, I don't know if you're watching this video before or after Alan Wake 2 comes out, it doesn't really matter. Because when we talk about the sound of this game, Remedy made sure to build upon what was introduced in the first one, make it bigger, make it better. Despite having great Foley sounds from the previous game, the team went to great length to record new effects. The actors, the sound designers, and the music makers from the previous Alan Wake are all back. And the developers' commitment to crafting an immersive auditory world within Alan Wake 2 shows the importance of sound in video games. Alan Wake was more of a thriller in the past. Now it's more of a psychological survival horror, and the sound also evolved. But one thing is clear: sound effects and music are essential components of the game, enhancing the player's overall experience. And with Remedy's amazing attention to detail, we know we will be treated to a creepy and unusual ride. One that will give us anxiety, stress, and nightmares. But as a person who gets spooked very easily, I say it's worth it.